What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about stellar lumens today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Here we are at about 30 cents right now, looking like we are bottoming out. I would say it's very convincing to me, at least, that we're bottoming out. This looks like a very established double bottom here. Yes, this low is a little bit lower, but that constitutes for double bottom, especially with this reaction here on your daily RSI. You can see that you're also having a double bottom of sorts. Is that bullish divergence? Is it? I think it is. I think it is. At any rate, double bottom on the RSI, double bottom on the price is really good to see. That bullish divergence would be good for a move that's a little bit higher than here, but you probably do, regardless of the divergence, regardless of this, you probably do retrace from here and start moving up. If we're looking at this from a high to low basis, high to low here, and not the actual low, right? But just, and that I suppose could be the actual low of the move. We'll take it. Normally I'm like, that's a fake out, but if we look, we actually were continuing to move down. I'll take this as the low of the move. I think that's fine. And if anybody doesn't understand the fibs, it's not me being like cherry picking. I literally normally almost always take the low. If I assume a fake out, I almost always take the low beforehand. But that's normally in regards to the move being over, and then we get some kind of fake out. It's not part of the move. It's just a fake price. But I actually think this was a fake out. This one here was a lower low, and you were basically moving down the whole time. So I really do think it's appropriate to take this low here. From a high to a low, the minimum expected target area that you'd go to probably over the coming days or on the daily time frame here, I would expect, within the next week or so, if not less than a week, we're probably going to be back at about 36.6 cents, 36.5 cents, somewhere in that area, right around these prior areas of support here, resistance there, right, and the 382 overall. So it's very common. If the 382 is at 35.9 cents, it's very common to wick just above there and then close below. It's very, very common with the 382 on your first interaction to do that and then find support at the 236 and then continue onwards to the golden ratio. XLM is a classic crypto. It's been around for a while. It's one of those legacy coins, or if you're a hater, it's a dinosaur coin, whatever you want to call it, right? Some people don't, even if they call it dinosaur coins, they're not haters. I don't mean that. I just I mean that this thing has been around for a while, and generally these charts have more classic characteristics. I don't know. I would expect that you do see some kind of maneuver like this where you go from the 382 to the 236 and then the golden ratio. That's kind of what I would expect. If not, we'll take anything that's higher than that. That's fine. But I definitely expect that over the coming days, if not over the next week or so, we would be at 36 cents. We're at 29.8 cents now. What kind of percentage growth would that be? From here to there. That's actually from the high. That's not from the current price. We're talking about something that's on the lines of like 20%, 21% over the next week. I think that makes sense to me. Let's see if we can find more validation of that on the 4-hour time frame, and I think we can. Bullish divergence on the 4-hour, right? Lower lows there, higher lows there. Nice. Little bottom to play off of. You had a downtrend in the RSI, right? Lower highs, lower lows, and now you're breaking out of that downtrend, looking bullish. Overall, it's more bearish looking than it is bullish looking, I will say, but this is a rather bullish moment when you break out of a downtrend of any variety. If we're looking at, I don't know why it's not, come on now, there we go. If we look at the relative high to the relative low here on the 4-hour time frame, yeah, I would expect you do continue moving up today and probably through the days to come. Yeah, it looks good. Anytime you get above the 382 like this, whenever you do just move up and you hit the 0.5, oftentimes that's not whenever I expect that you pull back to the 236. But just be aware, you could pull all the way back down to 27.7 cents. You really could. But I think this right here, consolidating between the 0.5 and the 382 for like the last 4-hour candles, I think that's a good thing. And you're probably not stopping at the golden ratio. You'll probably run up to this area, which is just below where I was saying, right? 34.5 to 35.9 cents. You might actually stop a little bit lower than I was anticipating. That's what the 4-hour look is giving me, but it's also somewhat common in scenarios like this to even go a little bit above the 886. So that would be, if you go a little bit above the 886, that'd be exactly what I was thinking is happening. So whether it's off by a little bit or it's right on point, this makes sense, at least for something in that area to happen. Okay, 1-hour time frame, and even if it doesn't happen, like if it happens right on point, I'm still not going to be like, woohoo, I was right, I'm so smart, I called it. I hate those guys, man. But if I'm wrong, I'll probably still be like, oh, I was wrong, but if it's like within a cent or two, I'm not going to say I was wrong. Like that whatever. I can't be perfect, but if it's a test, I had to have gotten like an A on that, right, or at least a B plus. So I'm not going to dog myself for that. I'm not one of those perfect 4.0 students, man. I don't need to be. 29.8 cents right now on a 1 hour basis. If we're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, you've got lower lows. You're in the overbought zone, lower lows, but you've got higher lows on the price. Lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price. That often indicates continuation of the trend. What trend are we in? On the 1 hour time frame, we are in an uptrend. So continuation would imply that you go higher. Based off of this relative range in a very, very short amount of time, you're probably going to move up to 32 cents to 33 cents. I would assume that between today and tomorrow you will be there. And then of course continuing the rest of the week to these next target areas, which I would expect is, something around 35.5 to 37.3 cents. That sounds about right with the range that we've been given. So nice. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame, see if you're going to see any pullbacks right now. You probably go a little bit lower. You could find support here, but I think you go a little bit lower. You're at 29.7 cents on the 15-minute time frame, high to low, or low to high, I'm sorry. As long as you don't interact with the 236, I don't know. It depends. Because this might not be the actual high, momentary high. You might actually have more to go, and then you see some kind of retracement. Who knows? But if this stands to be what I think it is, you might be moving down to about 28.5, 28.6 cents, something like that. It's very common, again, with the 382 on the first interaction, to go just a little bit below that. And if you do go just below that, you have prior areas of support here on the price, and it's prior areas of resistance here on the price as well. So, something around 28 cents, 28.6 cents. That's what I would expect you do. You probably do make that move over the coming hours, and then by the end of the day, you start recovering. I forget how close we are to the end of the day, so probably you move down, right? It's the 1st of March, yes. You move down. End of the day, you'll probably be either right back where you are now. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, that's just my guess, or higher. But going into tomorrow, you're going to increase. I think tomorrow's going to be good. Okay, let's talk about the expectations, the very bullish expectations, then we can end this video. At 29.68 cents right now. What we have here, it's a very clear defined, it's one of the most perfect looking bull flag patterns in the space right now. Okay, it's perfect. It's literally perfect. For those of you that don't know, and if this is your first time watching the video, this might be interesting. If it's not, you've probably seen me talk about this for the past couple months now. From a low to a high, you take this bull pole, or the flag pole of the bull flag, you put it at the base of the flag. If you're unaware of what I'm talking about when I say bull flag, I mean like this is your flag post. That is your flag, right? It looks like a little flag. It's a bull flag. It's a bull flag. You measure the flag pole, and then you put that flag pole at the base of your flag. It sounds like we're playing some kind of odd game right now, but maybe it is kind of an odd game. Your measure move would take you all the way up to about $1.80. So XLM, whenever it's all said and done, whenever it breaks this downtrend here, your next target, your measure move would be at about $1.80. Now, this is just an idea. Measure moves, oftentimes you don't meet them specifically. It's an idea, especially in crypto. Sometimes you fall just short of it. Sometimes you fall or you excel past it. If we take this thing into consideration that you're from a high to a low here, we see some extensions. That would put you just above a very normal stopping point, which is at about $1.45 to $1.61, and maybe that's where you stop. And it would also put you just below a very normal stopping point at the 2272 at about $2.08. The 2618 is all the way at $2.87. Perhaps you go there. That would be the maximum I could give you, which would be from the low. That would be about an 11x move. From the current price, that'd be about a 9.69x move, 9.69x move. But likely, I don't think that we stop at $1.45 to $1.61. Likely, we do pierce $2. And it's very common with the 2272 to stop there, and not just stop there, but to actually wick a little bit above it. So you could see like $2.30, $2.40, $2.10, something that's just above $2.08 is where I think you're going to go. That makes the most sense to me. Bull flag scenario lining up very well with the fibs. If we take a look on the monthly RSI, or the monthly aspect here from a high to a low, low there, your 1414 right here is also lined up in this exact same area, right? It's all combining together. And then this one, it's a little bit outside the norms, but it's from two cycles away. So the 1272, this is the minimum target on this fib, and it's still in that same area, but you might not hit it, right? I don't necessarily expect that you'll hit 246, but that would be, 246, 287 that's the given kind of maximum zone. I really do think you'll stop somewhere around $2 to $2.20. If not, at a minimum, I would think at least $1.60, $1.45, somewhere in that zone. But I've got nothing else to say, you guys. You're on your way. On the weeks and months to come, you're on your way. But on the even on the days to come, you're on your way. But over the hours, over the next like couple minutes, you're probably going to move down a little bit. If not, if you just move up higher, I hope everybody's okay with that. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.